Generic greetings and welcome to Moncage. Today's beverage is a nice and refreshing sparkling spring water with a apple and elderflower infusion. Very, very nice indeed. So Moncage is a puzzle game that deals with different perspectives and optical illusions. You have to rotate around a cube that has obviously several sides on it, and each side will eventually have a different window, a different vista, a different portal essentially to a different part of a world or location. And the idea is that you can interact with each side independently, but also line up the cube sides in order that one side can affect another. It's a game I've played for about, I guess, just over an hour as of the time recording, so first impressions only, but enough to know how the base game works and got the mechanics down, etc. And also enough that I'm going to probably finish to the end, play to the end on this one and finish it, because although there are times when it's not that intuitive, for the most part it is intuitive, it is satisfying, and also if you do get stuck, it will happily give you some hints and then flat out give you the answer if you need it. So there's no big wall to progression there if you do get stuck. So let's just jump in. I'll show you a little bit of the game. I don't want to show you a huge amount because obviously that will introduce a lot of spoilers. There will be spoilers in this naturally. I've tried to minimize that by only showing you the beginning of the game onwards, which means I've reset my progress. That does highlight a very big downside of the game, is that there's no save game function, or multiple saves should I say. So I had to reset progress rather than pick another save, but there you are. Anyway, let's just click to start and then we will zoom in to this cube here. So this is, well, I don't know where we are. I'm hoping that the little pictures that you find will tell a story, but you can see we're in this weird circular area with just a light shining down on this cube, and there's loads of sort of photos hanging in the back. In the center we have the cube, which obviously has 6 sides, but the one underneath we can't access, and we can see through it, and we've also got the camera in the center there. But on one side we have this, I don't know what you would call it, but we'll say this window into another area, and it's like sort of some shelves type thing. And then in the center we have a box or a trunk, and you can interact individually with the sides, and that'll zoom in here. So you can zoom in, you can open things up, and that has presented us with a couple of things. Firstly, we've got a box that's been opened that has a bear, it's got like a vehicle in there, some clothing, books, etc. But also there was a sort of golden light emanating from the right hand side, and that's indicated that another part of the world has been open. In here we have some sort of industrial landscape with some towers and some chimneys, etc., with some very dark and brooding skies up there. And this vehicle, it's also, well, had a bit of an accident by the look of it. The wheel has fallen off, so it's probably not feeling too happy, although we are anthropomorphizing a vehicle here, so that's something that we probably shouldn't do. Haven't really pointed about the look and the colour scheme. Obviously it uses a limited colour palette, and it's quite pleasant to look at and quite nice indeed. So what do we do to interact with this? Well, as you probably figured out already, you have to align things. So I'm going to align this vehicle here with this vehicle. So a lot of the times it's essentially matching up colours and matching up different styles, and then you'll go, I know how to combine the two. And if you don't know how to do that, on the top right, eventually you will basically get this pop up and say, right, hold here for the next hint. It will give you up to 3 hints, I think, and then finally the last one will be a video showing you what the answer is. But we don't need to do that. We just need to rotate this around, and then when we let go, you can see it will one side will affect the other, and then we get this nice little animation where the vehicle is driving off. But it's just went to this bridge here that is obviously fallen under a bit of disrepair, and it's all broken, so not good at all. So what can we do there? Well, you're thinking, well, I don't really know what to do because we've only got 2 sides, none of these line up. But well, the thing is that you can then zoom out of a lot of these, and that will affect the room. The room will change, so that's something that really caught me off guard in a couple of times, when you'll do stuff and you won't have noticed that the rooms change, whether it be the lighting, the colour, the day-night, or just the location in general. So yeah, we've managed to zoom out and got that shown here. Let's just press space, and this will now show us our interactables. If it's like in a sort of bright orange, we can physically interact with it and move things around. So you can see I can like rotate this around and such, which is fine. And if it's in like this sort of sandy colour, these are objects that can be interacted with other ones, normally on other panels. And then finally, this circle here represents like a place where you can zoom in. So there's the camera there, which is in the centre, and so there is continuity there. We've got some like different tools and drawing implements, some tablets, and also a desk that we can open up to then get different photographs. So as you play through the game, and notice these photographs are nice in 3D as well, which is good. So we've got a person here taking a photo of a young boy there, I think, and this is the camera that I'm guessing is this one, and also you can see when we get the photo, it now goes on the photo frame behind there. But yes, we've got that, and also that is similar to what was in there, because I think we saw on that photo, if we go to the album here, we've got like that vehicle that we've seen before. So nice, and the teddy as well. So good. You've got medals as well, which I think are just achievements. But there you go. So what can we do here? Well, I'm noticing that this is a similar colour to this. In fact, it will indeed line up. So I'll just try and line that up. You don't have to get it exactly right. As long as it's about right, it will allow you to interact with it. And there you go. And then the vehicle will drive off into the building, and oh, we've got another interactable on the right hand side. So we now have 3 out of the 6 sides in total, but I say 3 of the 6, it's 3 of the 5 that you can interact with. So again, inside the building here, we've got the on the right hand side, we've got the vehicle. We've got this sort of doorway and winch and whatnot, and another photo there, so that's pretty good. So how do we interact with that? Well, I'm immediately noticing that this is similar to this. So can we line that up? Not really. So that's not going to happen. If I press and hold space, I can see that at the moment there's only really one thing we can interact with there. Actually, we can't interact with that, but this is something that can be interacted with from another panel. It does say we can zoom in though. Oh, that can be interacted with something else. Right, we'll have to check that out. We're going to zoom over to here, and again, this is saying that there's something that we can do over there, but just not yet. Let's see what we can do. That's been slid across. We don't have to alter that. I reckon we zoom out, and I'm noticing that this sort of crane thing here that's got a lid, that is similar to the boom arm on the lamp. So let's line that up, about there, maybe. There we go. And then that will lift this up, and then when we move it, yeah, that drops down because it's no longer connected, but this stays. So some of the things will reset, some of them will be altered. And at the top here we have... yeah, we have another sort of, well, it's like a sewer, isn't it? Ah, this is now new, so we can line that up, and that definitely lines up there. Yeah, that lines up there perfectly, and then we know that that one will probably have to line up there as well. So we're trying to get all 3 in place. So once again, you can press and hold space if you need the handy little tip. So that one there, we can, I think, interact with... what was it? That one there? Yeah, so it's just about getting these lined up and doing the best you can. Probably that hook onto this bit there. There you go. So essentially you've got, what was that? You've got, it was the board across there, the hanging plant, and the board across there, all connected to do what you've seen there, which is fairly cool. And this door is now opened, and this is giving us a valve which we can press, and that will turn off the water, that will recede, and then we can go down to have a look. There's another, looks to be safe there, and yeah, we can open that up, and we've got another picture. So I think that's this, is that the same person that's maybe grown up or something? Let's have a quick look at the album. So, oh yeah, we've got just a couple of pictures there, so maybe it's like a story, a growing up story. Oh, we've also got though another area. I didn't actually notice this one, and there's that person leaving. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, so you've got this other area. You've got like a tire swing, a slide, some sort of building here, and I can't interact with anything just yet there. So what can we do? Well, I do want to get in here, and once again, noticing that that is the same colour as that. But I can't line it up. But this is on a bike, so that, can we move it? Well, if we double click, we can't. You can see that some of the colours are the same there. But yeah, what can we do to rotate that? Well, let's see. So we rotate that there. See that that lines up with that. So even though they're 2 completely different things, because of the perspective and the optical illusion of it, it looks the same. So we know that when we pull that, it turns that entire central bit round. And then, yeah, changes that. But it's also rotated this and give us another picture. Going down the slide there. Pretty good. So we'll just line it up and do that again. And, oh, wrong. Because it's put it back where it was. So you've already worked it out, I would imagine. We rotate it once. We unlock it, essentially. We reset it. We come back, connect it back up, rotate it again. Job done. And there we go. And that removes the top, and then that drops down. And then we get what apparently is the most hazardous storage in this industrial place ever. But then again, we haven't done a full analysis. It's like when you overfill the freezer. You're just trying to pack everything in, and you know what? You know for a fact that when you open that again, everything's gonna drop out. But you know what? You close it and you let future you deal with it, because future you is a sucker for dealing with current you's problems. Right, let's zoom in. And what do we have here? We've got some barrels. We've got another photo, and oh, we've got drones over a stormy area with what looks to be some sort of military personnel, or at least someone that's armed. And we have a crane. So what can we do about that? Well, not much, I don't think. What can we possibly do? Can I zoom out? Would zoom out do anything? No. Although, no, that now may line up with that. If I zoom this one out, will that all line up? No. So this is the first time that I got stuck, and I had to wait for a couple of tips. And it did say use that, and then I thought, oh, you can turn the water back on. That's why I think pressing space is like a good little tip, because then you can go, line that up please, and that completely alters all of those. And not only does it line up 3 things at once, which I think is very, very smart, it's also put on the other side here. So we've got all the sides now done. This is some sort of office there, and I'm just having a quick look around once again, pressing space to see what we can interact with. That's like a broken, that says it's like a broken sort of cage there. Interesting. So what can we do? Oh, the arm can interact with each other, can it? Interesting. I think, yeah, those are going to line up. But let's see what happens. I'm going to pull this here. So I'm just going to try and see what happens here when I turn that on. So it picks up a cube, it sends it through, it grabs it, and then it moves it up. Okay, so it's gone. So I noticed a couple of things. That can line up with that. Okay, yes, that can. And also, now that we're in this area, we've got another lever. We can pull that. So that's going to put one box in there, do it again, another box in there, pull it again, nothing, because that's broke. So we have to fix that somehow. So I'm noticing that we can interact on this side, because this has changed. If I pull that, it should send us back to the other side, which it does, which is fine. And I'm going to connect up with that. So now that this is connected up, I still have access to the lever, so we'll pull that. That's going to get the thing to actuate. It's going to grab it. It's going to put it on the side. Again, I'm not touching any of this now. It's just automatically doing that. It's going to come along. It's going to grab that. It's going to reject it by the look of it, and then send it down a slide down there. Okay, so that is not working. So what can I do? Well, the solution seems to be quite obvious. We've already lined up a couple of things. We'll line up that. We'll turn that on. That's going to grab one of these red cubes. It's going to put it on the tray. It's going to put it through the machine. But once I get control of the camera, I'm then going to line that slide up. So instead of sliding down the reject chute, it's going to slide down into here. And then we get a drone, which is, yeah, apparently it's a drone making machine. No, it's not, because no, it rejected it. I don't know what it is then, that machine. But we now have another area. So it's, again, opening things up to us. Let's have a quick look around. And noticing we got this thing we can open up the top here, which is, oh, it's changed the top. So opening that has completely altered the top. So is that something we needed to do? Well, hopefully, because there's no going back. What else have we got? We've got nothing we can really interact with there. For press and hold space, we can interact with this up here, which has got a ladder, which we can move. right? That doesn't seem to do anything other than move the ladder, so, you know, goes, I guess. I'm going to put it back where it was because it seems rude not to. We don't know what downward spiral that will send us if we just start altering things and leaving it. So anyway, a quick zoom in here. What have we got? We've got this fan, which we can see something can happen to it. Same for this box, and also over here as well. So we've got a cube, Rubik's Cube in a sort of holder, some drawing implements, some stationery, etc. So I'm just rotating to see if there's anything we can do with that. Don't think we need to interact with that again. Oh, look at that. We can see right back there. There's some sort of TV going on at the moment. I wonder how I'm doing for albums. Oh, pretty much in succession then. That's okay. Oh, okay. So zoom in here. This pipe, similar to that. Line the pipe up. That drops a Rubik's Cube in. Okay, fine. Is there anything else in here? Because it has to be from the top. Oh, it's that, isn't it? It lines itself up, that one. And we've got this box, and that's going to continue along this line. It's going to get packaged. And out. And also, it's now changed this left-hand side. There you go. That's been altered. Excellent. So now that we have the side changed, obviously that may give us some additional options. What have we got in here? It seems to be a TV. We've got a cassette recorder over there. Let's actually zoom into the TV, and we can see that there's some soldiers and lots of smoke behind there. So I don't know what's going on, but I can change the picture there. And again, this is another thing that really I was thinking, well, what does it do? I don't really know what this TV does, but it does actually completely change the room. And this, strangely, was something that was completely lost on me. I didn't notice. I was changing the channel and not zooming out. So often zooming out will help you out. So this here, you can see it's not plugged into the outlet there, but we can use the cable to line that up, and then that's going to turn on the fan, which activates the dominoes, which then goes along here. That's going to activate. Seems to be a little toy rocket that then lands, and job done. Okay, fair enough. What have we got in here? We've got we've got another sort of work area here with some precarious batteries. That's going to be useful for something. Another picture. So I mean, what's the narrative that we're trying to work out here? So we got sort of young boy and the father or grandfather or something. Taking a picture there. Playing in the garden. Looks like the person grows up and heads off. Starts working in some sort of factory. Don't know what that is signalling. Maybe there's some police investigations. Lots of people asking questions, and there's a rocket in the background there. Them talking to one another on the phone, followed by them presenting something. I have no idea. Anyway, so resume, and let's zoom back out here. I also will zoom into the TV to change the channel once again, and then that also will alter this as well. So wow, lots of changes already. So I don't really know what we can alter there. I don't know what we can alter. Oh, hang on, there we go. Looks like, say, this and this will line up with one another. So about there, so the hammock and the awning will interact, and that makes the telescope fall down onto this, which we can zoom in, and then that gives us another perspective. So yeah, and lots of jets going ahead as well. And this is where you can start altering like the day and night as well. So a lot of interactions, lots of changes there. We can see that's now changed from light to dark, and yeah, this is the game. This is what you'll be doing. This is your moment to moment. It's about navigating these different sides, navigating different parts of the world in different areas and perspectives, and putting them together in such a way that they can like interfere with one another in a positive way to get you progressing on in the story. It's all about interacting and let's say interfering with the different elements inside the puzzle and the cube. But that's all I want to go. That's about as far as I want to go with this video, because any more would be obviously just spoilers, and I think you get to understand the game. And there we go. It's probably nice to leave it on a lovely train set there as well. But yeah, anyway, that is a bit of Moncage. Overall, I find it quite intuitive, quite fun, and very innovative. Enough to want me to keep going and play playing and also uncover this story and discover what's going on there. If, you know, there's a lot of reading into it and sort of doing some leaps on what's actually going on, but maybe that presents itself more conclusively later towards the end of the game. Can't speak on the length of the game or anything like that, or its replayability. I would assume none, but then again, I am a guy that has played the Room games several times over, so it might be one that I come back for and maybe go for achievements, etc. But either way, we're going to leave it there for now. That has been a bit of the game. If you want to see more, by all means, let me know. Links in the description if you want to check it out yourself. I think it's out for, well, I'm recording this obviously on PC, but it may also be out on iOS and Android as well, but I'll just put the links for the PC version in the description. Either way, hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.